The American Chamber is a supporter of CEU and through that the business school itself. And we have a long-standing cooperation between the Committee on Transparency and Government and our Center for Integrity in Business and Government. And this cooperation produced a few interesting outputs, and also we organized together some milestone events, including the corporate governance workshops.
The American Chamber of Commerce and Central Europe University Business School have been working together since 1999-2000. Why does the American Chamber of Commerce want to work with academia? Well, academia is the point in society which is training our future leaders in the public sector, in the private sector, and in the NGO sector. We as a Chamber of Commerce have an interest to make the next generation the best. Being a former president of the American Chamber of Commerce and now leading this Committee on Governance and Transparency, we have an outreach. We have an outreach to academia to work together. Since 2000, we have discovered that CEU, but also other universities in Hungary and even the region, lack two things. One is a network to the business community. Of course, they have one, but it can always be strengthened. The business community brings a second thing, which is the content. And those are the real-life examples that this next generation needs to understand and can learn from. Real-life examples are what are missing in teaching, in research. If we can bring this content to the university to benefit the research and the teaching, that's what our outreach is about. We first began by creating a position paper on integrity, on governance. CEU was a contributor and partner in this, together with a number of other institutions, and we sat down on paper what is a best practice framework. Another example, we created a board simulation of a real-life company. It's a fictitious situation, but we used our experience collectively in the committee, together with CEU, to create this real-life simulation, and there's a play acting of this that we've done. I mean, it's a great impact we've had already on this. We've reached about 1,000 students in over 3 universities in Hungary. We're working now with CEU Business School on an integrity glossary. So AmCham, together with CEU, wrote a glossary of corporate governance integrity terms. Things like corruption, what is the definition of corruption, bribery. And the intent of this glossary, we first did it for English and then translated into Hungarian, and vice versa, Hungarian, English. And the intent of this glossary was to portray the reader, whoever it is, the sense that the Anglo-Saxon, if you will, the American, being an American Chamber of Commerce, way of thinking, how is it expressed in terms of these issues?
The case study program, which is one of the most exciting elements, whereby we have a kind of role play, a board minutes role play, whereby the practitioners are actually acting as roles of board members. And we present a case study, a quite delicate corporate governance and business integrity issue, or around various issues. And it's always very nice to see how the various students in various campuses react, and they always have very smart questions. And I must say, their questions are always the right ones. One of the most important things for the business community is giving back, and I think it's really a good example from the American culture to give back, and the business community members of the AmCham have a lot of volunteer work and give back a lot of hours, not only via the AmCham Corporate Governance Committee, which is actually the main program point of CEU in this cooperation, but also via various volunteer teaching, and we also as practitioners participate in the actual courses of the CEU, and I think it's a very nice thing what we can do.
It's about the next generation. We need to provide them a perspective. We need to provide them with a network that they can access. So it's a real pleasure to be working with CEU Business School. It's a responsibility that all of us have, and I hope that we can continue it, and I look forward to the cooperation in the future.